principal fluids concerned with this are blood, lymph and tissue fluid, in which the two principal circulating or moving fluids are blood and lymph. Tissue fluid remains around the cells, doesn't move in the body, but two principal circulating fluids are blood and lymph. Now there is a direct connection between the three fluids. To understand that, just refer to this diagram which I have made here. Now this is a body organ. This body organ is being supplied blood. What kind of blood? Oxygenated blood. Everywhere I will be depicting oxygenated with red and deoxygenated with blue. So this organ is being supplied oxygenated blood through a blood vessel which is called the artery. These are the blood vessels. This artery enters into this organ and divides into number of blood capillaries, what you can see here. These capillaries further unite and leave as vein. So artery is bringing oxygenated blood into the organ and vein is carrying deoxygenated blood away from the organ. But in between, what is happening? These are the different cells arranged as tissues inside the organ. And you will see many capillaries which are here, passing here, are touching these cells. Reason is that walls of the capillaries are very thin, and from these thin and leaky walls, oxygen and nutrients diffuse out. They are supplied to these cells in the organs. Carbon dioxide and waste is collected and then it leaves through the vein. But if you have noticed, these capillaries are not able to reach every cell in the organ or every body cell. So for this, a special adaptation is there. What happens here? When blood passes from the artery into the capillaries, capillaries are very thin walled. So here, when from a broader diameter blood gushes into a capillary of narrower diameter, the pressure is very high. And under this high pressure, a large liquid amount of blood, liquid content of the blood, mainly plasma, we will talk about it, and white blood cells leak out. And once they leak out, they surround the cells which are present in the organ. Now here in yellow dots, I have shown this leaked liquid consisting mainly of plasma and white blood cells. This liquid will also contain nutrients and dissolved gases, and it will bathe all the cells in it. This fluid present in the interstitial or intercellular space is called the tissue fluid or the interstitial fluid. So blood only forms the tissue fluid. Why does it form? Because blood through its blood vessels or capillaries cannot reach each and every cell of the body, and so it leaks out and it bathes all the cells for the exchange to occur. Once this exchange occurs, every body cell now receives its oxygen and nutrient supply and gets rid of its nitrogenous waste and carbon dioxide. A major amount of it is reabsorbed by these uniting capillaries and leaves through the vein, but still a certain amount is left trapped here in the intercellular or in the interstitial spaces. What to do? Every time blood passes through an organ, it cannot afford to leave its liquid content there. Otherwise, blood would go on becoming thicker and thicker and it won't be able to move in the body very soon. So here comes to rescue the lymphatic system or the lymph vessels. I have shown some lymph vessels here. So this is nothing but a magnified view of this area. So just focus on this area, remaining will be explained later. This is a body organ which is being supplied by blood capillaries. Here exchange occurred, the nutrients were given, the oxygen was given, waste was removed, carbon dioxide, a lot of it left, but some of it was stranded here as tissue fluid. In this area arise the lymph vessels. Lymph vessels are finger-like projections, just like your fingers, they are blind-ended. Just like blotting paper or tissue paper, they have a soaking action. So they are going to arise from this area like blind-ended fingers and soak up, just like your tissue paper or blotting paper soaks up the liquid, it is going to soak up all the tissue fluid which is now laden with carbon dioxide, with nitrogenous waste. It will soak that up and move through a separate lymphatic system, a system of lymph vessels. It will move through a separate system. In between, lymph nodes will also come. The lymph vessels pass through lymph nodes. Lymph nodes are the filtering stations. Now these filtering stations will remove all the waste which was moving through this. So lymph is nothing but the tissue fluid which was trapped here, which is full of waste, which has lot of proteins of course because it has plasma, and it has white blood cells, mainly which white blood cells? Lymphocytes. We will study about the types of white blood cells very soon. So that is why it is called lymph, because it has loads of lymphocytes. So now this moves through a separate channel and opens into the main vein before it is opening into the heart, ensuring that the blood which had become thicker here, its original liquidity or its original composition is restored. So I would repeat again, the three liquids or fluids which are concerned with circulation are blood, lymph and tissue fluid. Blood is a red colored, slightly alkaline fluid, slightly salty to taste. So this fluid is the one which is flowing through the blood vessels. Blood vessels are of three kinds: arteries, veins and capillaries. Lymph is the straw colored liquid. This straw colored liquid flows through the lymphatic system or through the lymph vessels. It lacks red blood cells and that is why it is somewhat straw colored or off white in color. The tissue fluid is the interstitial fluid which is